Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know
It's Monday, April 22nd, and that means it's another episode of Stealing Home, the most unserious baseball show in the league, brought to you by your favorite brother and sister combo. I'm Lisa, and this is my brother Anthony.
What is
How
up?
are you doing, Ant? What's
Perfect.
going on?
I went to the beach and got absolutely sunburnt, and I know your gambling addiction has let you down. So I think our
Dude,
what?
I told you right before we got on. You bet $5 on the Yankees beating the A's. You do not expect the A's to win.
No.
Like, what is going on this week in baseball?
I'm
honestly?
sure we'll get into that, and we have a great show. Probably the best show we've ever had, I would say.
100%.
Yeah.
But no, I saw the notes. Like, this actually is going to be our best show
Best
ever.
show
So
ever.
keep watching.
Best show ever.
Before,
and we say that every week, but this is actually the best one ever. Last one was good too.
this one is, and before you do anything else, and thank you for being here, please subscribe and hit the like button for us. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we're just coming off probably one of the better videos we've ever done because we have the baseball show every week, and we put out a video that I guess got a lot of traction. And by that I mean it got like 800 views in 2 days, which is
Good
like
for us.
good for us.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
for us.
pretty
So,
good.
Shout out you
And
guys.
you did a great job on it. If you haven't watched Ant's pitch count video yet, definitely go watch it. You got a precursor with my rant last week if you watched that episode, but he says it all in a much more educated and relaxed fashion.
I was
so
pissed
it's
off.
worth the watch.
I've never heard my name and educated in the same sentence before without
You're welcome.
without like a negative in between, like isn't or is never.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
uneducated.
I was watching Ronel Blanco's no hitter and it pissed me off. They were talking about his pitch clock or pitch count during a no hitter, and I made a video on it. So if you want to check that out, or if you've seen it, appreciate for seeing it, but check that out too. Let's hop into the weekly recap from last week.
Okay, can I summarize this week?
Yeah, go ahead.
Every team you didn't expect to won, and what's going on with all the people that are supposed to be good. Okay.
That's not true
Week
at
recap
all.
over.
That is not true at all. The Orioles won. We expect them to win.
All right. Okay.
And the Blue Jays, I mean, we went into this saying it was going to be a big week for the Yankees, and they lost the series to the Blue Jays, and they ended up winning the one against the Rays. But the Astros got swept. Makes you think maybe Lisa's right when she says the Astros are done. Like, she put a nail in the coffin. She says the Astros, you don't got to worry about them.
I'm writing that so hard. I'm sticking to that for the rest of the season.
And
even if they were to go to the World Series, I would still say that.
I was high on the Pirates, and they got swept by the Mets. So let's look at.
I was so shocked by that.
Yeah, let's look at this weekend. The weekend recap. That was midweek. The weekend recap. The Pirates got swept again by the Red Sox. Let's focus on that for a little bit. The Pirates got swept in 2 series in a row. And last year, they were really good in the beginning of the year. And then they kind of fizzled out, which you see a lot of teams that are kind of historically bad for a while. And then they get a new core and they're good for a half a year and then they fizzle out. Then the next year, they're usually pretty good. Like that happened to the Orioles, happened to the Pirates last year. So you're thinking this year's the year. They just got swept twice in a row. So is it a mirage that we're seeing the Pirates win? And now, like, are the Pirates for real or not? Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't see. I think you're completely right. We all had, I think those were games or series that we pegged for this week that we wanted to watch, keep an eye on just to see what was going on. And well, we saw, I think, I'm calling it early for the Pirates, to be honest with you. I mean, we still have a lot of season left. Look, all my takes start with that. But if I'm just looking at what we've got so far in this week, I'm really liking the Brewers, and everyone knows that.
Okay.
I'm the biggest Brewer fan now, and I don't see why it has to be the Pirates. Like,
I'm
not seeing
high on
anything
them.
special.
I think they're exciting. But let me ask you, was that your Skip Bayless take, or was that like that's your actual Lisa take? Like you're saying the Pirates are done for?
I don't do these characters. I'm not doing characters. Yes, that's my actual take, and it's a hot one. It might be. But no, it's my take.
All right. Well, the Pirates
Straight out of the oven.
they've lost 6 straight. They've got swept twice. They're now 11-11. They're 2-8 in their last 10. The Angels, who I'm rooting for because I love Ron Washington, they're struggling too. They've lost 4 in a row.
Hold on. Before we move on from the Pirates, I'll say this. That take also comes from the fact that the Pirates got swept by the Mets and the White Sox. And I feel like
wait,
those
the
are
Red
two teams.
the Red Sox. The Red Sox.
Was it the Red Sox?
Yeah. Weekend recap. They played the Red Sox and they got swept in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Sorry, I only saw.
If it was a White Sox,
Sox.
then yeah, I'd agree with you. If it was a White Sox, then
It says Sox, so I thought it was the White Sox because the White Sox beat somebody this weekend, which was also upsetting for me.
I don't
But
know.
anyway,
They
yeah,
got swept
sorry,
by
go
the
ahead with the
Phillies. The
Angels.
White Sox got swept by the Phillies this weekend, so good for Philadelphia. Anyone who has the White Sox or the Rockies are just automatic win the series automatically. So that's really cool. Even the Marlins, I think. Let me see what they did. They won one game, so I think they split with the Cubs, but that's where they're at. The weekend games, the Mets ended up beating the Dodgers, which we'll get into that later in the show. And the Braves beat the Rangers, and those were the two primetime games. You followed me, and we followed each other on the picks last week, and we bought them both wrong, so our records are looking terrible.
Well, wait, did I pick the Rangers?
Yeah. No, you picked the Braves.
Okay. Okay. So I got one right.
No, you got it wrong. You picked the Braves. The Rangers won the game, but they lost the series.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So anything in this week games where you were looking like, oh, yeah, this was an interesting series to watch? I mean, the Yankees beat the Rays in the series, but neither team looked good doing it. They had a 0-0 game go into extras, so... I mean, what did you see? Orioles beat the Orioles, so the Orioles are legit. I think biggest takeaway was the Mets and Dodgers, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So then I won't get into it. Yeah, I mean, I think Diamondbacks beat the Giants, which I think we had a conversation last week. Like, were we putting a little bit too much on the Giants this year versus the Diamondbacks? Maybe that's true.
I think that NL West you're gonna have to see play out over the course of the year for sure.
Yeah.
It's too early to call. As we're in April.
Say okay, but as you remind me, we can say that about everything. So if we have to make a call, you just have to make the call right now.
It'll be game 161 out of 162, and I'll be like, it's kind of too early to call on this one, Lisa. I don't know. So let's.
I mean, it's watching the Orioles beat the Royals, I think, is pretty interesting. I mean, those are two teams that have been doing. I mean, we've had our eye on. They've been doing pretty well.
Orioles,
always
Orioles
happy to
are
see.
Fun to watch. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And the
but we've
Brewers.
been watching them this season. The Brewers, they swept the Cardinals.
So let's jump over, and we talked about the Yankees and Rays for a little bit. Obviously, when you think of the Yankees, what's the one player you think of right now?
Aaron Judge. Well, Juan Soto.
Is?
But
okay, well, which one is both? Right? I guess both.
Okay, so let's. This might lead to where you're going, so I'll let you go where you're going.
Aaron Judge has had a very slow start to the year. I think the Yankees are lucky that they have Juan Soto, but Judge's slow start, I think he's batting 181 with like 20-something strikeouts. It's kind of crazy. Let me see. 181 with 20-something strikeouts. Versus the Rays, he struck out like 6 times in a row in one at-bat. And my question to you is, should we start to worry about the Judge?
No.
No? This is your... I was waiting for the Skip Bayless takedown. Like, Judge is done for. He can't hit anymore.
No.
He needs eye surgery. No, don't worry about him. I'm on the same page.
I'm loyal. I'm a loyal woman, but also I think this goes back to, we've been putting a lot on Soto, right, this season. But I don't think you can choose one over the other. Like,
Oh, I can.
I don't like this. Oh, you can?
Yeah, 100%. So, well,
all right,
I guess we both agree we're not going to worry about Judge. He's hitting $180 right now with 29 Ks. He's striking out a lot. But, I mean, this is a guy who hits a lot of bombs, and he hits over 300 for batting average. So he's a guy who can hit bombs and hit for average. So I think over the course of a season, he's just having a slow start. Give him time, Yankee fans. I think he'll turn around. But he's already getting booed by the Bronx Boo Birds out there, which is normal. And he even said, like, yeah, I'd be booing myself too. So that's like the classic. You have to respond that way in New York, or else you're just going to get eaten alive. Another question, though, because they do have Soto. And without Soto, it'd be a completely different team. I mean, without Judge, it's a completely different team. They're pretty much playing like they don't have him right now. So you can imagine if they didn't have Soto, who's off to a really hot start, what it would be like. Who's going to have a better season this year for the Yankees? Who do you think? Aaron Judge or Juan Soto?
Well,
we know what it is a month in, but
yeah,
after 162.
This is what I'm going to say. I don't think you can have. Okay, the Yankees have had Judge for what, 3 years now?
No, since like
Longer?
2016.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, long time, right? Like he's been there,
It might feel
and
that way
what
because of his injuries sometimes, but no, he's been on the
I
team for
think,
a while. He's no
right? I
Stanton.
was
He's no
gonna say,
Giancarlo Stanton.
um,
He doesn't get injured that
but my
much.
he's been there for a long time. Like Judge is kind of synonymous with the Yankees at this point. I think that adding Soto balances things out. We've talked about it before. You can't, at least I would say, it's not smart to put your entire franchise on the shoulder of one guy who might get injured. But you've got some diversity now. You've got Soto there. A lot of the other guys are waking up too. I mean, hasn't been as electric as it was when they first started out this season, but they're still not doing poorly. So I mean, I don't think that you can have a Yankees team without having Judge and Soto at this point. You
So
kind of
who's
need
gonna have a
both.
better
Who's going to
season?
have the better seat? Yeah. So who's going to have the better season? I think based on just career, probably Soto needs to have the better season, right? Because he's only here for a year and
Is
then he
he
goes into free
is he
agency, I
going
think.
to? Like, I know who needs to because
He needs
his
to.
contract year, but
He needs
who's gonna? Is that
I
where you're
think he
going?
will. I
Okay.
think he will have the better season. But I'm not ready to like sit here and sell out Judge and say, "Oh, well, now do we even need him?" Yes, we need both. Relax. He's in a slump. He'll be fine. But we need the balance, right? And Judge
Well,
is a good player defensively too. He's not just a bat. Like he's
oh,
pretty good at
he
center
plays at a
field.
little league field, but you're not wrong. But he plays at like the guy's 9 feet tall, and the fence out there is like 3 feet tall, and then people freak out when he jumps like 2 inches and robs a home run. Let's not get crazy.
I couldn't do it.
But
I couldn't do it.
but yeah, you're not 9 feet tall. But no, I mean, look, Soto. I think Soto's gonna have the better year this year, just because I think Soto was made for New York. Like he looks like he was born to wear pinstripes and be Spanish as hell and hit bombs into the right field upper deck. That looks like what he was genetically made to do. Aaron Judge,
AI.
yeah,
AI
AI
generated
Soto.
to do.
Oh my gosh. AI
Yeah.
Soto was generated to hit bombs in New York's in Yankee Stadium.
In the
But
Bronx,
I
yeah.
mean, Aaron Judge is still gonna have a good year. I say both. I think we both agree on
Yeah.
that. I think we both agree on that. Aaron Judge is gonna be really good. He's just not good right now. If I guarantee you, he's gonna hit closer to 300 than he is to 180. And if he doesn't, then
Oh.
that's a bad year.
Yeah.
That's a bad
No,
year.
he will be fine. And what you need if you're the Yankees, you need Soto to have an amazing year and for Judge to just perform as he normally does. And then I think you actually have a shot here.
Well, and pitching, and you can't win a lot with just one guy being good, a la Mike Trout and the Angels. They know that, and you can't
Right.
win a lot with just two guys being good. Also, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani when they were on the Angels. So you really need the background support characters like a Cabrera or a Volpe,
A Volpe.
a Stanton,
Yeah.
a Verdugo,
We're
a
seeing
Rizzo. Like yeah, and that's why
We're seeing that.
very early when they were hot, that's what was happening. We said
Yeah.
that was going to be a big week for them though last week, playing the Blue Jays and playing the Rays. So they won one series, lost one series. The Rays, they didn't look that good winning that series, but I mean a win's a win. You can't really get mad at that. Aaron Judge struck out 6 times and got. Do you know what a golden sombrero is, by the way?
I do not.
It's when you strike out 4 times in a game. So a hat trick is 3.
Why is it called? Okay.
A hat trick's 3, and then a golden sombrero is 4. So he got the goldie
What
on that one.
Has anyone ever gotten 5? What's that?
I don't know. I think that someone has definitely gotten 5 before. I have a feeling
platinum
it's
beanie?
Chris Davis. A platinum weenie?
A platinum beanie.
Oh.
Like one of those.
No, I was like platinum weenie. Where do you even get that? No, I don't. I have no idea what that is. But we talked about the Yankees, and just like any media show that talks about baseball, when you talk about the Yankees, you got to jump over across the field and talk about the Dodgers.
Talk about the Dodgers.
The Dodgers are only 2 games over 500 right now out in the NL West. They, have just gotten off to a slow start. At least Yamamoto, their pitcher that they got for a ton of money from Japan, he's gotten off to a slow start. He's got a 4.5 ERA through 5 games and has only pitched 22 innings. His last start wasn't that bad. I think people are looking at Yamamoto. They're looking at the Cubs guy, Shota Imagana, whatever his name is out
The
there.
grandson of the win.
No, that's the guy on the Giants. That's Young-Hoo Lee,
Okay.
and he's Korean. But
Sorry.
there's another Japanese pitcher on the Cubs who also is new this year and just got signed, similar to Yamamoto. but he's having a lot more success than Yamamoto is. Yamamoto's still not pitching that bad. I mean, he threw 6 innings last start, I think, and gave up 3 runs and struck out 9. Not a bad start, but when you're paying a guy a ton of money, you're expecting him to be Cy Young type stuff, and he's definitely not that with a 4.5 ERA through this series. But, should we worry about, I guess, Yamamoto? There's a guy, do you worry about a Japanese pitcher who you paid a lot of money, is kind of getting off to a slow start, not the best start, and the Cubs signed a guy from Japan for a lot less money, and he's got off to a really good start. So the Dodgers are kind of looking at Yamamoto, and probably fans hey, buddy, pick it up.
At what point, I'm going to answer your question with a question. At what point, if you're in the Dodgers organization right now, at what point do you break glass for an emergency? At what point are you actually worried? Because I think we were expecting, obviously, look, same caveats, right? We're a month in, but we were really expecting this team to take off and just be insanely dominant. And they have all the players, the parts are there. What's going on? Why isn't it connecting? At what point do you start to get a little worried here?
Yeah. And I wouldn't worry about Yamamoto at least. I mean, give him some time. He's in a completely different country.
Right.
Different
this is not
team.
a Yamamoto problem.
No,
this is a Dodgers problem.
Yeah. Fair. But I say worry about Yamamoto after May. Give him 2 months to try to work things out and learn major league hitters, Maybe, and then after May, if he's still struggling, there's pitchers who have bad first halves and then take off in the second half too. So, but I mean, you're thinking if you pay a guy $300 million, you want him to be good both halves. You don't pay guys $300 million to be good only for one half of the season. So, but yeah, no, you're right. It's not a Yamamoto problem. It's a Dodger problem. And I have, if you look at it, their series history of the Dodgers. So they won a series against the Cardinals, Giants, and Twins. They split with San Diego early in the season. That was in Korea. And then they've lost to San Diego, the Cubs, the Mets, who you can see all those 3 teams, beating the Dodgers.
And the Nationals.
And then the Nationals, right?
What?
Right?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah. I mean, the Nationals also just swept the Astros, I think, too, last weekend. So, I mean, are the Nationals a sleeper? No, they're not. But but.
No.
Yeah.
No, and with the Nationals, I mean, with some of these teams, like we said last week, White Sox and Nationals and Rockies, you're going to win at least 60 games.
The Nationals are 10-11 though in that division. So shout out to them.
Okay, actually though. But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. I'm just more thinking we talked about it. There's a lot riding on this team right now, and a lot of the players will be playoff players, right? They get hot when the bright lights are on, right? Is what you always say. But
yeah,
you got to make it into the playoffs.
Well, I mean, Mookie Betts gets knocked on for playoffs last year. At least he didn't play good in the playoffs last year, which I think was always unfair because he played really good for the Red Sox in 2013 when they won the World Series. Has it? Wait, 2018, not 2013. I'm tripping. I was 2013? Damn, he's been in the league that long? But no, it was 2018 when he won the World Series. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting the Netflix stock.
Yeah, and I don't know. Ohtani's been playing really good too, so it's not even his problem. I just don't know what's going on with the Dodgers. I think it's fair to say they'll figure it out, though. Even though they're 13-11 and they've lost to the Padres, which is good for the Padres when it comes down to that division. That race. The Padres need to beat the Dodgers if they want to win. But when it comes down to it, they're 13-11 and they're still in first place, one game up above the Padres. So I don't think you really have to worry about the Dodgers out in the NL West just because of the state of that division in my head. Especially not in April. I mean, you can be annoyed, but I don't think you have to worry.
Not in April.
Yeah.
Not in April. But I would say, definitely for the Padres, who is that other team we're looking at, the team that should have been better last year, that now with the changes they've made to their roster could be this good this year. I don't know. It'd be I said it last week and I'll stick by it. It would be entertaining as hell if somehow the Dodgers did not make the playoffs this year. I don't think there's a possibility. You know what? Actually, if I were to place a bet on it, they probably wouldn't make the playoffs because all my bets lose. But I'm just saying, I don't see how that's possible, but it could happen. Who knows?
Yeah. You're definitely a degenerate gambler if you're still bringing up the gambling. I told you. I called her and she's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to make my money back." I was like, "That's how you lose more money. You do not make it's gone. It's gone forever. It's in the ether." Yeah, I think I don't know who you think's gonna win that division early April. Skip Bayless take.
Right now, I would put my money on the Padres.
Ooh.
Yeah, Padres.
All right, I think Dodgers will still have it. That's my Skip Bayless take. The Dodgers will turn it on. They're not. There is no
for the plot, for the intrigue, for the drama, for the weird documentary we would get at the end of the year. I want the Padres.
Oh my gosh! If there was instead of the Red Sox, if they were doing the Dodgers Netflix documentary, like Hard Knocks thing, could you imagine everything with Shohei and Ippei, the betting thing, and then Yamamoto
I bet they're
coming
kicking
over?
themselves in the ass that they did not sign the Dodgers for that documentary.
Yeah. Well, who knows? The Red Sox are winning too, so it might be good. Let's we talked about the Yankees, talked about the Dodgers, two big markets. Let's keep the dice rolling with the big markets, and let's talk about the Mets, right? So the Mets started off terrible, and we saw Frank the Tank freaking out. You remember Frank Fleming, Frank the Tank from Barstool.
Of course.
But they bounced back, baby. Hey, the Diesel Bros, Harrison Bader and Pete Alonso, they're all 8-2 now in their last 10 games, and they're back, or are they? Are the Mets back? This is what I want to ask. Are the Mets back, or is it just a mirage? Are they legit, or which Mets team do we have? Do we have the team from the last 10 games, or is this the Mets team from the first 10 games where they were kind of doo-doo? Like, what's it going to be this year?
Do you want me to answer you?
Is it I don't know?
Yeah. It's a mirage. Come on. What are you talking about? Like, you heat up for a few games and now we're supposed to think that you're here? No thanks. No, I don't buy it.
Yeah. I want to say that they're here because I enjoy talking with Pete Alonso and Harrison Bader. They seem like cool dudes.
Yeah. I don't hate the Mets. I just don't think that I haven't heard the knocking on the door. I don't think they're here. I don't even know if they're in the neighborhood of here.
Well, right now they're here. Like currently they are here. Currently. Like they are here. They're kicking it. They're kicking butt.
I think it's a thing where they're like following the GPS and they're passing by the right house, but they're getting a little lost and they're going to go right now.
So they're on GPS, passing their destination, but they don't know it's there, and they drive by it, and then they're not here anymore.
Yeah, like they are here, but they won't be for long.
Okay, it's just a question of how slow they're driving to where how long will they be here before they pass it by accident. Okay, that's very Mets thing too. Like the GPS tells them to turn right at the wrong time, and they just keep going and miss the exit. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're too busy like reading the signs. They're like, is it this one? And they're like not even looking at the other side of the road.
I'm interested to see what Frank the Tank has to say, and I feel like, you saw it in the beginning of the year. He was like, this team sucks. Like, there's nothing good about this team. And then now I wonder, has anything changed? And I haven't watched any Mets games recently, to be honest, but I've just been seeing the scores, and they are kicking butt, and it's not against bad teams, I don't believe. Let me double check that, but I feel like they're playing teams that are like not bad.
No, they're not. Look, didn't they? We just said they won a series against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Are we actually putting the Dodgers as bad
No,
now? I don't
actually,
think so.
You're look, yeah, these are the teams that they've beaten, and
yeah.
So this is why, like, maybe it's not a mirage. They just beat the Dodgers two games out of 3. They swept the Pirates, who are a really hot team they were really hot when the Mets played them. And they also won 2 out of 3 against the Royals, who were also really hot when they played them. And against Atlanta, they won 2 out of 3 too. And the Reds. Like, maybe this team is for real, and they just had a bad start. You know what? I'm buying the Mets train. I'm buying stock in the Mets.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I bought stock
ahead.
in the Angels.
Be the car that follows them as they get lost.
I will. I'm following them, and whatever exit they get off at, if it's the right one or not, I'm riding their bumper right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So shout out the Mets. But the thing about them that I will say, because I was looking at it, so the Dodgers are off to a bad start, and the Mets just beat them. But where the Dodgers are at in their division, they don't really have that much to worry about at 13-11. They're still in first place, like, by a game. Now, the Mets, who started slow but have gone really hot right now, they're 12-9, and they're in third place in their division. They're in a tough division. They're 2.5 back. I know it's early, But I mean, they're in a division with the Braves, who they're going to be good. The Phillies, who are pretty good to start the year, and they've won 5 straight. And then the Mets. And you also have the Nationals, who just somehow beat teams that are good, Like, no one thought that they would be good, but the Nationals are outperforming what they're supposed to be doing. So that's what scares me about, maybe it's not a mirage. Maybe the Mets are good, but I don't know if they're good in a really good division and they're going to get washed away a little bit with all those dogs in the NL East.
Yeah, I mean they are in a tough division, but that's that's how this works, right? I mean, maybe they'll come in second and they can, have a documentary a la the Orioles.
The Orioles came in first and they won 101 games.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to come in first. I do not think that the Mets are going to
The cool thing about baseball,
they can still have a documentary.
The cool thing about baseball now, though, is you don't even have to win your division. It does help. If you win the NL East, I'd imagine you get a bye, just because you're gonna have a good record with all those dogs in there. But I mean, they could win one of the 3 wild card spots and make it that way, which I think would be good for the Mets. I don't think the Mets care how they get. I don't think any team cares how you get into the dance. You just want to get in the dance and test your luck in October.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they're up against the Dodgers for the wild card, and that's how the Dodgers don't end up in it. I don't know.
Okay, so you got the Yankees, who are good but judge is slow. The Dodgers, underwhelming. The Mets started underwhelming. Now they're good. The Astros started underwhelming. Still underwhelming. We talked about it last week, but the Astros are in last place in the American League West. They're 7-16 and they're 3-7 in their last 10 games. I was sitting here thinking, they're going to turn it on. They're going to turn it on. I wonder how many weeks I'm going to be saying that to myself, and it'll probably last until the end of the year because this is a dynasty we've seen last for so long. I just can't imagine that with still all the players that they've had for the last few years are still on that team. Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, Bregman, all these dogs are still here. I guess the pitching is what they're missing, but they have guys like Blanco throwing a no-hitter every week. So I don't know. You said it last week.
They're just cold. They're cold, and I don't see them warming up. I just think I think this is a break from the dynasty. It's going to be an off year for them. Who knows? They might be back next year. I just do not see it for them.
Yeah, so you had nail in the coffin.
It could be too.
Yeah, you said nail in the coffin last week. Your hands on top of that nail right now, and you're just chilling like this.
I'm doing that thing at the funeral where they grab a little bit of dirt and throw it in to the hole.
People do that?
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. At least they do in movies.
Is that what they?
We didn't, but.
You're just shoveling the dirt in the hole right now. They're done.
I've put in the flour. I'm goodbye. No, I mean, again, look, I say every take, I understand it's early. Everything could change. I could be very, very wrong. But right now, yeah, I'm finding it to be a cold year for the Astros. I just don't. I mean, they're gonna have to warm up way later in the year, and it's a long year, so we'll see. But I just don't.
Right,
I do not have
this
the
next week.
I don't have the faith.
I'm gonna take a closer look at the Mets and the Astros. I want to see the Mets because I want to see if they're legit. I want to see how they're playing because they look like they're legit if they beat those teams that we talked about. And I want to look at the Astros because I want to see why are they so bad right now. Is their pitching bad?
Because you're right.
Is their hitting bad? They have stars. I don't understand why they're bad. So I'll take a closer look.
You're totally right. The pitching's there. At least part of the time it's there. They've got I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna start watching.
I'm
gonna start watching.
Okay.
Astros, just know I'll be watching, and then I'll have my take on how to fix you. But then maybe I won't give it because I don't want them to be good. Honestly, part of the reason why I'm not ready to put the nail in the coffin for them and say that they're done is because of my PTSD from seeing them every October be so good. So it's just in the back of my head where I'm no, they're gonna be there. It's like Alabama in college football or Georgia. I'm trying to think of other analogies in sports. It's those teams that they're gonna be there.
Yeah, and sometimes it's rigged so that they're there. Do you think that would happen in MLB?
Exactly. I don't know. Not really, because it's not a committee. They go off of the games count in MLB instead of college football where they can just put Alabama in if they want to put them in.
Right.
Yeah. Well, maybe if there was a year to do it, it would have been last year because Dusty Baker was retiring. So they could have just, Nick Saban was retiring, so they rigged it to put Alabama in there. They put Dusty in. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Okay.
But interesting question I thought up while pondering the Astros. Who's going to have a higher record at the end of the season? Will it be the Mets or the Houston Astros? Now that will test your question as to, are the Mets for real and are the Astros done? Who's going to have a higher record or a better record?
I heard you. I thought I knew where this was going, and I did. And as you were saying the question, my gut said Mets, but then I realized that would be an insane thing to say. So I don't know that I can go out on a limb that far and say that the Mets will have a better record. That seems fantastical, because I still don't think that the Mets might not be bad, but they're in a tough division. I don't really see them going anywhere this year. That could be the same for the Astros. Like, they could have pretty equal, like the Astros could be a little bit ahead of them and technically have a higher record, but still not make it that far this year. Both things are very possible.
So what's your answer? Did you say it and I'm dumb? You didn't give it. You just get. I'll give you mine. Because I think one thing you said that I really do agree with is that the Mets might be good, but they're just in a really tough division. The Astros division is not, in my opinion, as good as the National League East with the Braves and the Phillies. And I know you don't have to play your division as much as you used to back in the day, but I'll say both teams. I think the Astros will have a better record than the Mets after the regular season. I think they will. And I hope I'm wrong.
That's probably true.
I hope I'm wrong.
That's probably true. You're asking me what I think versus what I hope. So I'll say that probably the Astros, but I mean, you're right.
So then so then the Astros aren't dead.
No, just because you have a higher record than the Mets does not mean that you're not dead.
Because you said the Mets were a mirage too? Is that what you said? Like it was a mirage?
Yeah. If you have a higher record than the Mets, but your record is just like, who do they have? They're playing the A's, the Angels, the Mariners.
The A's are not as bad as we thought they were this year, but they are bad. They beat the Yankees. They took your money.
Okay. That what I'm saying is,
you got mad. That triggered a little.
Well, I'm not allowed to bring it up, but you are. No, I'm just like, what are we talking about here?
So
okay?
you got them having a higher record than the Mets, but they're both gonna stink, is what you're kind of saying.
Yes, that's basically what I'm saying.
Okay,
yes.
and I think
it's a toss-up, but
exact opposite, but for the same reasons. I say the Astros are gonna have a better record, but because of the division, but they're both gonna be good. So.
Oh, so I was gonna say, so you're still not ready to give up on the Astros.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Just because, like I told you, they're just in the back of my head.
Yeah,
they're just in the back of my head. All right,
I feel you.
It is time for your favorite and my favorite part of the show. Go ahead.
Fair or foul?
Yep. So go ahead, look at those notes because I got something for you. Ketel Marte. Well, we all know baseball players love to, mess around in the clubhouse. This is Ketel Marte messing around with the Cubs third baseman. I don't know who that is. Is that Wilmer Flores? I don't know who that is. But, yeah, he's just filling him up. Is this fair or foul to be able to, you got boys on other teams. You can hang out with and stuff,
So, I'm not a boy.
You're not one of the fellas.
Is this normal?
I guess it depends on the friend group. I would say yes. I am a baseball player. I've heard baseball players are a lot more intimate with their friends than other people. But I don't. Not if you always have that one friend. Like sure you mess around with the fellas, right? Maybe not like that. That's a little crazy. Like the last. I don't know if you noticed the very last part of that too, where he's. I did.
Yeah,
he's doing an open hand cup check to the third base guy. I don't personally do that, but maybe I don't know. I'll be honest, time and place. I don't know if out in the public in the middle of a baseball game is the time and place.
That's a really good point. My first question would be like, do they know each other? They must, right?
I don't think you just stand there. Yeah, they gotta know each other. Yeah,
they gotta know. Okay, so I'm going based off of the assumption that they are close friends, okay? Because if they're not, then this is just insane. I don't know. But if they are close friends, I wouldn't do this to my friend. I don't know. Like,
I say this is foul, man. You can't do this in public, dude.
Okay, it's
foul.
Yeah, fair or foul? No, it's foul.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide like How do I feel about this?
Oh.
Like, what did I just watch? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I feel like this
mean,
is
look,
baseball's rated X now with the see-through pants and now the groping of each other. This is like lingerie
I would
football.
not. Yeah, they're really trying to expand their market. I would not be doing this on live TV. That's just me.
Yeah.
But hey,
Someone
I
on
guess
Twitter said Cattell Marte was doing his best Aroldis Chapman impression from when Aroldis was having.
I was gonna bring that up because he grabs his pec and stuff, and I was like, oh my god. The only way this could be worse is if it's his mother and he willingly puts this on Twitter. What are we doing? Boys, get your shit together.
We're both foul here. We're both foul.
Gentlemen, decorum,
Foul.
Please. What is this?
All right, the
Come
next
on.
one actually happened today during the Oakland A's and Yankees game. So maybe a little bit of cheating because it wasn't last week. It's like as we were recording, It happened hours before we recorded this. So this is an ejection of Aaron Boone because the fan was yelling at the umpire, and the umpire thought it was Aaron Boone.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And also that video I got off Talking Yanks Twitter, by the way. I did not make that.
So does it stand? Was he actually ejected?
Yeah, he's gone from the game. See you later.
So foul. Dude, umpires suck. This is egregious. How awful is this? This is not good. I have no words. This is bad. What? Do you think it's fair? Do you think this is funny or something?
I love it. I think it's actually hilarious because, I mean, you're an umpire and you hear
His
someone yell.
reaction is funny.
You think it's from the from the dugout. So the umpire throws out the manager because he's like, I don't care who said it. And then the manager, Aaron Boone's literally telling him, it was the guy. It wasn't even us. He's like, I didn't even say a word. So I'll say foul on the umpire. I'll say also foul on the fan because I don't mind chirping the umpire, but bro, you just got your manager thrown out. So foul on the fan too. Fair on Booney for shutting up, but also sticking up to himself for getting ejected. Because Aaron Boone, by the way, is a guy who I think he gets ejected once a week because he always complains about balls and strikes. And I think some of his players love him for that. Me, not being a Yankee fan, I think he's annoying because he complains about everything. He's like a whiny baby boy. But I get it in baseball, like, hey, if you think the umpire is kind of shafting you on the strike zone, you got to let him know. So I respect that. If he was my manager, I probably wouldn't mind that. But, yeah.
Yeah, I
foul,
think
foul,
that
foul.
it reminds
Foul.
me. It reminds me of in school where like you usually do that thing, but then one day like somebody else does it in class and you get in trouble because the teacher thinks it's you.
Yeah.
Like that still doesn't make it right. That's just happened to me and I get very upset. So foul. Like that's umpires are the worst.
Yeah, it's every day you're in the back of the class talking with your friend, and the one day you were like, I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to pay attention in class. And the other friend group next to you starts messing around, and the teacher still yells at you. That's what happened to Aaron Boone. Justice for Boone.
And you know what? Justice for Boone. And also, like, now it's time to rebel. Now we need to, like, TP that teacher's car or something. That's what I'm saying.
I think they should be able to
Where's
reverse.
the replay?
Like, if you get ejected, the umpire should be able to, like, uneject you. Like, I don't know if they got, like the reverse movement, like, like if this is
he grabs him back.
Yeah,
he
you're
pulls
like
him back.
and then plants him back in. Like there's got to be a reverse ejection, right? Like that should be allowed for mistakes like this.
Do we know what the fan said?
No, we can guess though. Try to read his lips there. Do your best, John Boy.
Okay.
Go home, Blue.
Okay,
Maybe.
right? Because I was gonna say, look, if it's something like get some glasses, then like honestly, grow a thicker skin.
No,
you are an umpire.
I don't think it was
like,
that.
What
I think
is wrong with you?
What happened was Aaron Boone was arguing, chirping from the dugout, and the umpire told him like, "Yo, not another word, or you're getting tossed." And then the fan probably said, "It could have been like, good job today, Blue." Like, but he said another word, and he was like, "Toss him." He just didn't want to hear anything. He just assumed it came from the dugout from Booney. So. All
Justice for Boone. This is gaslighting at its finest.
Yeah. Let's look at the Mets City Connect uniforms that also just dropped. Fair or foul on these, Lisa? We got Mr. Pete Alonso in these nice City Connect uniforms. My initial thought was these could be like the Yankee City Connect because they're not going to get one, the Yankees, because they're so historic and whatever, which I don't mind. Some people hate that about the Yankees, but I don't mind it. I like these, though. Right. I thought like, it's like they just used the Mets to make a Yankee one. But no, this is actually Mets. They got the Mets font there. The gray is like the concrete jungle. The pinstripes are made out of circles and diamonds to match the subway kind of situation in New York. They got I think that's the Queensboro Bridge, whatever it's called up there. I don't know. And then the purple accent for the purple line that takes you to the Met Stadium. So, or the 7th train, whatever it's called, the 7 line. I'm going to get roasted probably because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm from Florida. Leave me alone. So, what do you think? Fair or foul?
Yeah, and I should say we're actually from Florida. We're not just New Yorkers who moved down to Florida, so you should leave us alone.
Yep.
I mean, fair. I think I'll say this. I'll say a few things actually, as we know I like to do. One of the better City Connects that have come out recently, because the Phillies one was trash, and some of the ones that have been can't remember them all, but the most recent ones have not been very creative or good. So it looks like they, I guess, put what little energy they had left at Nike to do something for New York. I don't mind the Yankees not getting one. I do think it makes sense. Like, the Yankees are just so iconic. They don't need a City Connect. The brand is the City Connect. For this, I like it.
Fair?
Yeah, fair. I think I would have I almost wish the purple was like in their pants or something. Like, I kind of wish.
That would have ruined it.
Yeah, make the pants purple.
I enjoy the purple accent.
Crazy.
I'm gonna say fair. I really like these a lot. The only thing I saw people complain about though is that it says NYC instead of Queens on it, and the reason why I think the Nike, whoever made it, Nike or whatever, I don't know, but they said they put NYC because the Mets are there's Mets fans all over the city. They didn't want to just put like one borough that the Mets play in. So I think that's fair.
Okay. Actually, I think that's probably foul, because my guess would be if the Yankees were to get a City Connect jersey, I mean, the Bronx Bombers.
It would be the Bronx.
So you would put Bronx on there, and no one who's not in the Bronx would be like, well, hold on.
Yeah,
that's where they play.
But the jersey's fair though. The jersey's fair.
The Cubs is the Cubs one? Doesn't it say Wrigleyville?
It does, yeah. It does.
Yeah. Okay. So I do agree. I actually think I wish that it was more Queens and less New York City. I think it's tough because you have 2 teams in New York City, and also I think that there's a lot of people who probably like. I would wonder. I don't know, but I would assume that like upstate New York probably follows the Mets more than the Yankees. I don't know.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. Upstate New York is kind of closer towards like that Pennsylvania area too. So you might get, and if you're close enough, they might get some Phillies or Pittsburgh. Really, some Pittsburgh fans too. Cleveland, just whatever stadium's closest to you, because that's probably where you'll go to watch some games. Or even like when you get to areas that don't have major league teams, whoever's minor league affiliate is there. Like, let's say it's like the Toronto's minor league team in Buffalo. Yes. Then you'll have some Toronto fans in Buffalo, I would imagine. But yeah, I still say fair.
Like us with the Yankees.
I still say fair. No, not like us with the Yankees.
Overall, well, I just mean because we have the minor league team here and they spring train here. But anyway, yes, I understand the concept. It is fair.
Fair on the jersey, foul on not using Queens. But fair on the jersey.
Fair on the jersey, foul on not using Queens, foul overall Nike. Do better.
I like it.
This is the better one.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
You gotta give him props. You gotta give him props. Okay, let's just look ahead really quickly. Try to blast through this next week's matchups. We got midweek matchups. Anyone here that you think is interesting? I see Red Sox and Guardians.
Can't see it.
Well, look at the notes.
It's not in the notes.
Yeah, It's not. All right. I lied. Well, I'll send you a picture. Okay. But the Red Sox and Guardians are going to play each other, which I think is going to be really good. Because, I mean, the Red Sox swept the Pirates just now, and the Guardians are off to a hot start to start the season. I'll be looking at that series. Mets and Giants. I'm watching the Mets because I said I was going to watch the Mets. Astros and Cubs, too, is going to be a good series, in my opinion. But I think the best one here is probably just you got Rangers and Dodgers, too. Probably Rangers and Dodgers is better, but I want to watch the Red Sox Guardians. That's all I got to say on that. And let's look at the weekend matchups, and I'll send you this, too, really quick, because I'm being a boo-boo head. We got for the weekend, we got Cubs playing the Red Sox, which is pretty cool. I don't know.
Hey, Phillies, Padres, Brewers, Yankees. My loyalty split. Who will I pick? Who could I watch?
Who are you gonna root for there?
No, I might. I might root for the Brewers.
Yeah, you're a weirdo for that. But
Why?
anything for
What
you
do you
not to
mean?
root for the Yankees, I'll be happy.
I'm falling in love with the Brewers. I don't know. I don't.
So what's
Daddy,
the
I
best
love 'em.
matchup here with what's the best matchup here? I'd say
It's a thing. Anyway, it's a meme.
I'm
Who's
oblivious.
the best matchup here? Yeah, obviously.
I mean, Phillies, Padres, and Cubs, Red Sox are the two. Where if I was ESPN, that's actually. Oh no, it's almost close. Almost close.
No,
I was gonna
it's
say
not.
if those
Yeah.
were the primetime games, that's exactly what I would put. We got one half of those, so not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would have preferred Phillies, Padres to be one of the games.
I'm not mad
Pirates,
about
Gi- I mean,
Cardinals Mets though either,
no,
because I want to watch the Mets.
Guardians, Braves. Because we've got the Guardians. We're guessing they're gonna be hot this year. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not giving the Braves enough love either. They're really good. I don't give them enough love. I'm taking them for granted.
But are they being really good this year, or are they just being consistent?
They're the Braves. And what's better than
that's
being
what I'm
consistent?
saying. Having a really hot year.
I sent you the midweek too, if you want to look at that. Best game. Let's pick series of the week. Just for fun. I just want to pick favorite series.
For
of the week.
me, it's gonna be Yankees Brewers because I'm
Okay.
gonna be very conflicted. It's gonna be an emotional time for me.
I'll go Cubs Red Sox on that weekend series. Now let's look at the
Okay.
primetime picks. I'll read the standings right now. We got Lisa sitting at 4-5. AI Brett is 3-2, and I'm 3-6. We both made the same picks last week, and we both got them wrong.
Okay.
Let's see if we can write our coattail. What is it? Right the ship? Right the ship. Let's right the ship this week. So we look at the primetime games this week. We got on Fox, Cardinals at the Mets. Who's going to win that game?
Mets.
I'll go Mets. Let's go Mets. Meet the Mets. The Miracle Mets. It's all about the Mets, baby. The Mets on Sunday. Cubs and Red Sox at Fenway Park. Who's winning that one? Primetime, baby. Sunday night baseball.
Give me the Cubs.
I'll go Red Sox at Fenway.
Did you want the Cubs? And then I said the
No,
Cubs.
I was gonna go Boston at Fenway. That I'm jealous because the Sox have good music whenever they finish their like after a
Oh,
game.
man.
They have good. I hate the Red Sox so much. By the way, let me put. By the way, these are the standings again. I have that on the screen: 4-5, 3-2, 3-6. So hopefully I can gain a game on you because I think we have one game where we disagree. But yeah, no, the Red Sox piss me off because I hate them, and I love to hate I love Boston, but I love to hate Boston too. But damn, they got good music. Sweet Caroline is a vibe, but I'll never sing it, and I'll always say I hate it. But damn it, like it is kind of cool. And then the Dirty Water song they play after Red Sox games is sweet. That's it. And they have like
I am just happy that we've entered an era where like the Red Sox are somewhat irrelevant.
who knows? Don't write them off. It's still early. They're not bad, and they just swept the Pirates, who are a good team. Maybe we don't know yet. It's way too early.
We don't
to
know.
tell. Yeah, exactly. And they have a documentary. So how irrelevant are they? Because they're going to be on Netflix next year, and they're going to be all in front of your face.
Yeah.
So
They're still irrelevant. They took the documentary because they're a big market team who agreed and they wanted the money. But let's not make that. It doesn't mean anything.
All right. Well, that's all I got. Unless you want to add anything.
No, I think that's it for this week, right?
Coolio. So I'm gonna be watching some
Interesting
Astros and Mets games, and if I see my boy, I might give him a little cup check, just to let him know that he's my friend.
You know, I'm like shocked that this is how you know girls don't watch baseball because like that wasn't trending on Twitter as like a Me Too movement.
Well, they slap ass in between pitches. You know, hey, good hit, man. Slap
I think we can agree. Slap ass is different from cup check.
Okay.
Or whatever that was.
You know, you put that out on Twitter, just that quote. I think you're gonna get a lot of problems. Slap ass. Hey, let's all agree. Slap ass is okay, but cup check is bad.
I didn't
Without
say
the
okay,
context,
I'm saying it's different.
without the
It's
context,
different.
without the context of
Not the
baseball,
same.
without the context of baseball, you might have an HR case
It's
on your
not
hands.
the same.
Also, is there no HR in baseball? Like, what?
Like either way, I'm like I said, I'm shocked. You know, there's no women involved when no one was like, "Is he okay? Like, what? Is that guy all right?"
Titty scoop, titty scoop, titty scoop, cup check. Yeah, good job. All right, that's all we got today.
Does he need help?
That's all we got for this week. Go ahead and check out that video. Check out all our extra inning stuff, man. We do hat rankings and first pitch rankings, and we just do a bunch of dumb stuff.
We talked about.
Yeah,
we have a City Connect video where we rank the ones out there. So, yeah. Thanks for watching this far. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment about how amazing our takes are, and we're never wrong about anything.
If you want to donate to Lisa's gambling addiction to help her lose more money, she'll take your $10 and turn it into zero quicker than anyone I've ever seen. So if you want to do that, we might set up some donation link.
Yeah, there will be a number for Gamblers Anonymous at the bottom of this.
Yeah, that you need that. All right, guys. Until next time.
Gamble responsibly.
Thanks for joining us.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different. Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now